Hello students, welcome to Vedantu JEE English. I am Diksha Kaushal, your chemistry master teacher. So everybody, welcome to the class. And we actually have started organic chemistry, right? Which students say, ma'am, it's so difficult, ma'am, so confusing. See, that is for sure. In the starting, it is difficult, it is confusing, but if you follow the correct sequence, right, then organic chemistry will be very simple for you, right? But for that you need to have patience, you need to have practice, right? By patience I mean you need to watch all the lectures that I'm taking here, because now I'll be taking only organic on this channel, right? The theory that I'll be doing is only organic chemistry I'm going to do, because just little part of physical of class 11th is left, rest of the things we have already done, right? So this 1 month we are only going to focus on our organic chemistry, right? I have just started it. Yesterday I took a session of IUPAC naming, simple naming, polyfunctional groups we did. Today we are going to move more depth into it. We are going to do that is when there is ring, when there is symmetry, then how the suffix will change, right? Then we are going to talk about that what is Bicyclo, Spiro compounds, and after that we are going to jump towards N, secondary, iso, neo, all these things that students usually get confused on. Yes, everybody, let me know in the chat box if you are ready for the class. Yes, students, ready? No, it's easy for me because I practice more questions and number of questions. That's great, right? Okay, very good evening. So let's, ma'am, why late? Firstly, do tell me, because I think Shreyas sir lecture was going on, so I was waiting for him to end the session. So that's why, right? Okay. So I think now it's over, right? Now his lecture is over, is it? It must be over. It is still, I think sir is almost towards the ending only. He's doing questions, right? Okay. So, yes, everybody, ready, steady, India go. Yes. So, now before moving towards it, let me just remind you about the MVSAT program that we have. And guys, here registration is completely free of cost. And it's for your benefit only, right? If you think, ma'am, something sales you're doing, ma'am, some marketing you're doing, no, right? Nothing I'm doing here. I'm just telling you that there is MVSAT scholarship program for you only. This is a scholarship, right? And that scholarship you will get only if you firstly register yourself. Then you give your test. And ma'am, what sort of scholarship you will give us, right? We will give you 100% scholarship on all the Vedantu courses worth 150 crores, right? And worth 2 crores will give you rewards, right? What kind of rewards? Cash, iPhones, iPads, drones, these kind of things, and study material, one-on-one counseling, everything will be totally free of cost. You don't even need to give us a one single penny. All you need to do is register yourself here, which is also free of cost. The test is going to happen on 4th, 5th, 11th and 12th. In your nearest Vedantu center, go and give the test. It will be very beneficial for all of you. Okay? Yes, everybody? Very good. Right? Definitely, gamers, you can definitely need students, JEE students, both can listen to this. The syllabus is absolutely the same. Right? Okay, so let's talk about this now. Now let's talk about, yesterday we discussed about polyfunctional group. Now next part is that if carbon is not a parent chain, carbon is not in the parent chain, and also it is symmetrical or it is connected to a ring, then these will be the names. Now you will say, ma'am, what you just said, can you give us an example of that? Now see, when I talk about, yesterday I told you that CHO, how many names we have discussed about aldehyde? See, if aldehyde is the main group, it will be alkanal. It will be alkanal. If aldehyde is the substituent, not the main group, then it can have oxo also, it can have formyl also. Now oxo, I told you, is when you include carbon in the chain. In the parent chain, you will include the carbon. If you exclude it, it will be called as, if you exclude it, it will be called as formyl, right? Now ma'am, what is this new thing you are talking about, ma'am? We have hardly know this thing. Now you're talking about a new thing, right? So that is why I have segregated these things, right? Now the last part is, maybe carbon is a substituent, maybe it's a main group, doesn't matter. What matters is that you will have CHO, which is not included in the parent chain, right? And it will, now ma'am, if it is not included in the parent chain, we should use formyl, right? Because if it is excluded from the parent chain, it is acting as a substituent, then we should use formyl. Now ma'am, why you are telling us a new word for that, right? The new word is carboxylate, right? Okay, sorry, carboxylate, I am saying carbaldehyde. Aldehyde it is, na? Carboxylate is for something else, okay? So basically this is the thing. Carboxylate is for ester, CN is for carbonitrile, then amide it is carboxamide, COCl carbonyl chloride, COH carboxylic acid, CHO carbaldehyde. These names you can remember after this also, but understand that where you should use these names, okay? So you will use these names when you can't include CHO in the parent chain, right? And it is having a symmetrical composition here. Symmetrical composition means, if you see this here, this is CHO. Now you will say, ma'am, why we can't include it in the parent chain? Ma'am, I can include it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now ma'am, just this CHO is the substituent. Ma'am, this is included, right? But I am saying this is absolutely a wrong way of doing numbering. Why? Because if you have a same functional group that is attached to different positions, right? Either you include all the functional groups. You can't do this partiality, right? Either you include all the functional groups or you exclude all the functional groups, right? It's like there are 3 children, you know? One husband and wife, they have 3 children, right? 3 children. It's not like what they will do. I'll take the first and the last children, like I'll take Ramu and Shamu to this wedding, but I'll not take Shona, right? Why? Why Ramu and Shamu is only going to this wedding? This partiality should not happen. All the kids should be treated equally, right? So similarly, if all are CHO, they should be treated equally here. Equally treatment means it should be 1, 2, 3. See, there is no possibility that I can include all the CHOs. So rather what I'll do, I'll exclude all the CHOs. Now, they all are acting as excluded functional groups, right? Which are not included. So what you will write here instead of ul or formyl or oxo, you will use carbaldehyde, okay? So it is going to be propane, because ma'am, why you are not using this as a substituent? Why this is like written in the suffix position? Because this is not occurring as a substituent, right? This is occurring as a main group only. It's just that it is not included. When the functional group itself is not included in the parent chain, that's why when you use this particular name, right? So it is propane, right? Then it is 1, 2, and on third position you have tricarbaldehyde. And this is the final name that you have, right? So propane 1, 2, 3, tricarbaldehyde. Is that clear? Yes, everybody? Is that clear to you? Right? Okay. Now, right, propane 1, 2, 3, have I written E here? It should be E. Now ma'am, why you have not cancelled E here? Because after E, if I see any vowels, that I told you in the last lecture as well. After if you see A, I, O, U or Y, then you will cancel the C. Otherwise, you will not cancel the C, right? Only then you can cancel this E, right? Okay. Now, let's understand about this thing. Let's understand about this thing. That is, you have 3 carbons, right? Now, what kind of situation we can have, right? This thing, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you can't do this, right? 2 CHOs you are included in the parent chain, 1 is excluded, he will feel lonely. So you have to either include all of them or exclude all of them, right? Including all of them is not possible, right? So I will exclude all of them. So I'll do, let's say 1, 2 and this is the third one, right? Now see, this particular thing, this will be the suffix because this is attached to the parent chain. This particular thing, CHO, is directly attached to the parent chain. So that's why both of them will have the name carbaldehyde. Now the name that are mentioned in this table, that you will only use if the functional group is directly attached to parent chain or ring. If the functional group is not directly attached to the parent chain or the ring, then you will not use carbaldehyde. That means for this one, it is not directly connected to the parent chain, right? See this, very interesting. It is not directly connected to the parent chain. It is connected by CH2CHO. Now here what you will use, this substituent has a name. If I write here, it is 1 and it is 2. Or in fact, from the first position you have, on the second position you have, this is methyl formyl. So you can say on methyl, THYL, on methyl, you have substituted 1 hydrogen. See, if you have CH3, that is methyl. If you substitute 1 hydrogen with CHO, that will become methyl formyl. So this is methyl formyl. Okay, that is methyl formyl. Why formyl? As I have told you here also, that when you have it as a substituent and it is excluded from the parent chain, it is called as formyl, right? So that's why you are using here formyl, and hence the answer will be propane 1,3. No, first you will write the substituent. So it will be 2-methyl formyl, 2, and here you have methyl formyl. Then you will have propane 1,3 dicarbaldehyde, okay? So that's how you are going to use it, okay? Yes, everybody? Yes, everybody got it? 2-methyl formyl, keep it in bracket because this is a substituent, no? So that clarity should be there, right? So this methyl formyl should be in brackets, 1,3 carbaldehyde, that is the answer. Now let's see. Now I told you either there should be symmetry or it should be directly connected to the ring. Now here these 2 CHO are directly connected to the ring, right? So if I frame it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, can I say this is nothing but it is cyclohexane, and this is 1 and 4th position you have dicarbaldehyde, okay? Cyclohexane you have here. On the cyclohexane, on 1st and 4th position you have CHO group, that is the functional group, right? But that functional group, this carbon is not included, and if you see this here, I have written all those functional group which contains carbon. All of them contains carbon. That's why we have a different name for them, right? If you have a functional group that is not containing carbon, they will not have a different name. Only the functional group that has carbon will have a different name when it is connected to the ring. Okay? So it is cyclohexane 1,4-dicarbaldehyde. Is that clear? Yes, everybody got it? Getting into your head, right? Now, let's see if you can answer me this one. Let's see if you can answer me this one. Yes, ma'am, understood. Very good. So, this I think you should be able to answer because we have done three questions based on this, right? So, here what you have. Okay, let's discuss. So, this is the ring. This can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either ways 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? On second position, you have a substituent, that is, you will say 2-methyl, formyl, and after that, everybody in the chat box, very good, that is cyclo. Okay, it's a cyclo. So you can just write it on the here also. It should be like continuous, but I don't have space, that's why I'm writing it downwards. Okay, so it is cyclohexane. On first and fourth position, 1,4-dicarbaldehyde, aldehyde, and that is the full-fledged name here. Is that clear to everybody? That is your full-fledged name here. Clear everybody? Okay. No, you can't write it like that. Okay, you can't write it. There is some reason that I am teaching you this, right? If you say, ma'am, 1,4-dialdehyde, that you can't write, okay? Because the rule according to IUPAC, you have this name, right? Okay? So, 2-methyl formyl, cyclohexane, 1,4-dicarbaldehyde, right? That's done. Now, similar case you will have for all the other things as well. So, this is just a repetition of that, so that you get comfortable with these kind of questions, right? These are mentioned in your NCERT. You can check that in different chapters. You have these IUPAC naming. So basically this lecture, see, when I'll teach you different functional group like haloalkanes, halorines, I'm not going to teach you IUPAC naming again. Understand that thing. I am not going to teach that again, right? Whatever I'll teach you, it's here only in this lecture, right? There I am only going to talk about reaction, preparation, properties. Yes, some complicated names I'll definitely talk about, right? Okay. So, if you see this here, again, this is same situation, 1, 2, 3. So, you will say it is propane, 1, 2, 3, try. Now, carboxylic acid is named as carboxylic acid only. So, you will say carboxylic acid. Okay, carboxylic acid. Very good. We'll teach that. That's a very small chapter, purification. That we'll do in the end. Okay, most of that is cramming only. Right, that we'll do in the end. Propane 1, 2, 3, tricarboxylic acid. Right. What about this one? This is linked to a ring here. This is linked to a ring here. Now, how I'll do that? Again, this is 1, 2, 3. So, I'll write it as cyclopropane, and this is on first position you have carboxylic acid, right? So, it will be propane, carboxylic acid, right? Cyclopropane, carboxylic acid. Why? Because this COH is directly connected to the ring, right? Okay. Next is, if you have this kind of situation, now what you will do with this one? Now tell me, will you write it as, will this be considered as your substituent? Let's see. IUPAC naming gets little confusing at this point when you have these kind of questions. So now I was teaching you that CH2COH, right? Here I taught you na CH2COH. Wait a minute, I haven't taught you here. Right, here I have taught you like CH2CHO similarly will be COH only, right? That is acting as a substituent, but the question is, will that act as a substituent here, right? Will that act as a substituent here? So the answer is no, right? If you have a choice of choosing a parent chain, right, which is having, mark my words, which is having functional group, you will do that, right? If you have an option of going into IIT, right, you will prefer IIT over any other college, right? Obviously a good IIT, right? So that is the thing that should be in your head, right? But ma'am, then why here? Now I'll just ask you this question here. Wait a minute. Okay. 2 references I want to give you so that more clarity is there. So here, if I have something like this, this is, let's say, COH and this is CH2COH. Now, if you have this kind of situation, here you are stuck, right? Here you can't choose 1, 2 as a parent chain because otherwise this will feel lonely. You need to, if you have only one kid, right? If you have only one, let's say best friend, okay, let's say you have best friend, right? Kid to you will not have, right? So let's talk about best friend, right? So if you're like, say you have one best friend only, right? So your best friend will not get jealous of anyone. So you can give him the priority. You can give your best friend the priority. Let's say you have 2 tickets, okay? One you are going and this you have to decide, right? This you have to decide. You have 2 tickets, right? One you are going to watch the movie, right? And this you have to decide. Now if you have only one best friend, this is Chintu. Chintu is only like, Mintu is only best friend for Chintu, right? So Chintu is like no issues, right? I'll select Mintu. So here is only Mintu, right? So I'll select only Mintu. So 1, 2 and this will become my side chain, right? But if you have 2 tickets, right? And in these 2 tickets you are going and this is what you have to decide. So this is Mintu also, here you have Mintu also and here you have Pintu also, okay? So Chintu is going, but Mintu and Pintu he has to choose. Mintu should go or Pintu should go. If he chooses Pintu, then Mintu will say, no, I am not your best friend. If he chooses Mintu, then Pintu will say, I am not your best friend, right? So what he will do, he will exclude both of them. He will be like, I don't want to go with anyone, right? So I am going alone only. So here what he will do, he will not do this thing, right? So rather he will choose, what he will choose here, he will choose 1, 2, 3 and here the answer is going to be 2-methyl and this is acting as a substituent here, so it will be carboxy. Understood na? Carboxy, I told you in the last class that when carboxylic acid is acting as a substituent, it is having carboxy as the prefix, right? So carboxy and this is cyclopropane carboxylic acid. Understood now why I have not included here? But here I am like, I have only Mintu as my friend, so I'll choose Mintu because there is no competition that is going on. So I'll choose Mintu and I'll say 1, 2, that means ethanoic. This is my substituent now. Now for this substituent, I'll write on the second position you have cyclopropyl. That is the substituent that you have here. And this is ethanoic acid. right? Cyclopropyl, you don't need to put brackets here. I'm just putting so that you understand that what is this, right? Okay. Okay. We'll choose, yes, very good example. So instead of IIT, if you have Harvard University, you will choose that. Right now, depending upon various circumstances also, right? So if you have a better thing, you will choose that, right? So here, now you have only Mintu, so you have only one college where you need to, not even, let's not go with college, let's go with best friends only. But because for best friend, if you give me a choice, you say, there is a famous saying now, that, hey, if we both are drowning, then whom will you save? Then I'll be like, okay, I'll drown, you both get saved, right? So it is that kind of situation, right? Here it is that kind of situation where I'll drown, you both save. I will not include both of you. Here, because you have only one person, so we will include it, right? So that's why this is going to be the answer here, right? Okay, everybody, clear on that part, right? Okay. From now you can continue this session, right? But still watch the previous also, because it is definitely connected, right? Because after this I'm going to talk about benzene compounds, and bicyclo definitely does not have that much connection, but basics obviously will be there, right? Okay. So now we have benzene compounds. Ready for benzene compounds, everybody? If you're ready, then spam the chat box with the green hearts. Yes, everybody, spam the chat box with green hearts, because we are going to do benzene compounds. Okay. Yes, students. Right. Yes, students. Okay. Yes. Now see one thing here, right? These are the common names that you should know. They are very, very famous, right? So like here you have benzonitrile, phenol, toluene, benzoic acid, right? If over benzene you have CN, that is called as benzonitrile. On benzene you have OH, it is called as phenol. If you have CH3, that is called toluene. COH, that is called benzoic acid. If you have CHO, that is called benzaldehyde. If you have COCH3, that is called acetophenol. These are very famous compounds that should be on your tips, right? So this one is CH2. Now this is also very important, that is called styrene. If you have OCH3, that is called anisole. If you have NH2, that is called aniline. These are common names, okay? Then if you have SO3H, that is called benzene sulfonic acid. You have 2CH3 on the ortho position, that is called orthoxylene. If you have them on the meta position with each other, that will be called as metaxylene. If you have them on the para position, that will be called as paraxylene, okay? Then if you have CH3 in a symmetrical position, like CH3 1, 4 and 6. 1, 3 and 5, sorry. 1, 3 and 5 position, that is called as mesitylene. Now all these compounds, take a screenshot of this. These are very, very, very important, right? Very important common names, very important common names, right? Take a screenshot of it, guys. Okay, these all should be on your tips, and these are common names. Okay, these are common names by which they are very famous. By which they are very, very famous. Right? Okay. Now, this I have already told you: toluene, aniline, nitrobenzene. We have not discussed about nitrobenzene. This is called nitrobenzene. This is called halobenzene, like chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, right? This one is benzonitrile. I have talked about it. Benzoic, benzamide we have talked about. Benzoate also we have talked about. Okay. Now there is a question. I don't know if it has arisen in your head or not, but this is a question that should arise in your head, right? Okay. Yes. Naphthalene, there are so many other compounds as well, right? It is full of common names only, right? We'll talk about that, right? Okay. let's see this. Ma'am, give a pose for screenshot. Okay, I'll give. Wait, I'll smile for you. Right? Okay, so these are the things that you need to know. Right? Chal. Now see one thing. Acha, this question should, be in your head, right? I don't know if it is there or not, but I'll just tell you what kind of question, right? So if I see this, here this benzene is directly connected, right? Oh, sorry, this CHO is directly connected to the ring. So instead of benzaldehyde, should it be benzene, or it should be benzene carbaldehyde? Because in the benzene on the first position you have aldehyde, and when aldehyde is connected to the ring, it should be called as carbaldehyde. How many of you have this question? And for that, this should also be, instead of just benzonitrile, it should be benzene carbonitrile or benzene carboxylic acid for this one. This should be benzene carboxylic acid. Isn't it? So according to rule, it should be like this, because I have told you that it should be like this if it is connected to the ring. So here is where IUPAC naming is not followed. It's not like it is not followed. It's just that they were so famous by these names that this name you will never see anywhere, right? This will be always benzonitrile, benzoic acid. They are not famous by benzene carboxylic acid. They are not famous by that, right? So here in these names, IUPAC naming is ignored, right? That's why you don't see benzene carboxylic acid. You don't see benzene carbaldehyde. According to IUPAC rules, that should be the name. But here they are so famous by these names. It's the same situation. For example, I get so famous by Diksha Ma'am that everyone forgets my real name, that is Diksha, right? So maybe someone is calling you Pappu, Chintu, Mintu, Sunny, Mani, whatever, right? In your house they are calling you Guddu, Gudiya, whatever, right? But they forget to take your real name. They are so, your relatives are so used to of calling you by your nicknames. Same thing, right? So according to IUPAC name, these are the names, but they are not famous names. So you will not see it anywhere, right? So that's why we'll ignore it, right? So let's see the IUPAC naming of benzene compounds, everybody, right? Very, very, very good evening. Very good evening, Lisa. Okay, right? Now let's talk about this, right? Now let's talk about this. Now if you see this here, in this case this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So it will be written as benzene. First you will write benzene, then you will write the substituents. On first and third, no, they are not the substituents, they are the groups, functional groups, so they will be acting as suffix only. So 1, 3 and this is diol, right? So whenever you have a functional group that is not carbon containing, that will simply be called as diol or things like that, right? Simply be called as that. Now this is called as benzene 1,3-diol. If you talk about this one, what about this one? Here if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is called as, because here two substituents, two functional groups are connected and these functional group are not included in the parent chain naming, right? And they are the functional groups, so they will be acting as suffix, but now because they are carbon containing, their name will change. This is what I was telling you, that you must think that, ma'am, why here we have not changed the name? Because according to IUPAC, here the name should be benzene carboxylic acid only, right? But it is not famous by that, right? So that's why we call it benzoic acid, right? So similarly, here also it should be benzene 1,4-dicarboxylic acid. Dicarboxylic, or you know what I'll do? Just for your memory, what I'll do, this is benzene 1,4-dicarboxylic acid, right? And if you write this thing here, you have benzene and this is COH. This is, according to IUPAC, the name should be, the rules that we are studying, the name should be benzene carboxylic acid. But it is famous by benzoic acid. According to IUPAC, this should be the name, right? But it is so famous by benzoic acid that we write in benzoic acid only everywhere, right? Okay? Understood? Understood now? That's what I am telling you again and again. Okay? Yes, students, that why I have to write carboxylic. Here also, according to rules, it should be carboxylic, but it is not famous by that, right? Okay. Yes, everybody. Okay. Right? So it should be benzene 1,4-dicarboxylic acid, right? Okay. Now if you talk about, let's talk about these things, when the namings that you have to choose. So now you have benzene, but there is no functional group that is attached. There are simple one or multiple substituents or functional groups are attached. Now let's see what we'll do here, right? So this is the rule, and it's a very important rule, that when benzene is mean and methyl and ethyl are the substituents, right? That means you will only take benzene. You will not even think about that should you take this as main or this as main, if you have methyl or ethyl as the substituent. I am specially mentioning methyl or ethyl. I am not talking about propyl or any other substituent. If you have methyl or ethyl, you will mention this as your main. So this will be 1-methyl benzene, because this is the substituent that you have. On first position you have methyl, right? So methyl benzene also you can name it, right? Okay, understood? Yes. Bacha, I told you na Anjali, that is carboxylic acid, not oic acid. This is what I am telling you na. This is what I am telling you, that it should be benzene 1,4-dicarboxylic acid, because carbon is directly connected to the ring. Here also it should be benzene carboxylic acid, but this is so famous by benzoic acid that we ignore the actual IUPAC name. Okay, right? Yes. Chalo. Now see, 1-methyl benzene, clear, no? So let's talk about the next one. Now tell me which one you will choose, methyl or ethyl. If they are the substituent on benzene, don't even think and just take benzene as the main. So it will be benzene, and this will be on one you have ethyl. So 1-ethyl benzene, 1-ethyl benzene. Clear? Right? Yes, everybody? Very good, Anjali, very good, Vijay, very good, Abhinav, okay, Sachin, Rama Raju, very good. So, right, no? Next, let's see this one. This one is now, that is the question, right? Which one should you take? Now, who will tell me what is the common name that we have discussed for this one? It's a very famous common name. Styrene. Okay, that I have discussed. We have discussed it here only. Right, so these common names I have told you here only. That is over here. Styrene. Okay, so that is the common name. Now let's discuss about where it is. Yes. Okay. Now the question is, ma'am, we have benzene and ma'am, we have this one. Which should we choose as the substituent? Right? Whenever you have multiple bonds, that will be chosen as a substituent. The double bond will be chosen as a main chain. Right? Okay. So it will be chosen like this, 1, 2, and here this will act as a substituent. So it will be 1 phenyl, because whenever benzene is acting as a substituent, that is named as phenyl. Okay, so it is named as 1 phenyl, and this is ethvanine. So you can say ethene, right? 1 phenyl ethene is the correct answer here. Very good. Vinyl group, ma'am. Very good, Sachin. Very good. Very good. Very good. So now what about this one? Which should I take as the main chain? See, main, you can't take this as main, because main, you will only take benzene as main if the alkyl group is methyl or ethyl. If there is any other alkyl group, for example, this is some other alkyl group apart from methyl or ethyl. So I'll take this as substituent, right? Here also this is some other group only apart from methyl or ethyl. So I'll take this as the substituent. So it will be 1, 2, 3. So it will be 1 methyl, and then on one position you have phenyl, 1 methyl, 1 phenyl, and this is propane. That is going to be the answer. 1 methyl, 1 phenyl, propane. Right? Okay. No. Yes, definitely. Yes, tech gaming is absolutely telling the right thing. NCERT is definitely not sufficient, right? And also I would not advise you to study organic chemistry from NCERT firstly, right? Organic chemistry, I will always advise you firstly watch teachers' lectures, right? You can watch it online. If you go to any offline center, watch it there, like attend the lectures there, right? Because organic chemistry is more understood when someone is there to teach you, or you have to, read out foreign authors' books so to understand the concept in like depth, right? So that is my advice to you, because in NCERT material is good, but it's like they have given one line which is very important, and they have given to the point. But to understand that one line, you have to know a lot of things, right? So that is the thing. So NCERT is the conclusion. So firstly go through all the chapters what I am teaching you. After that go through NCERT, right? So that you can see, okay, this I know, this I know, this I know. For that you refer to NCERT. For questions you refer to NCERT. For common names you refer to NCERT, right? Okay. For the types of reaction you refer to NCERT. So now see this here. Now it is which one? 1, 2, 3. Propyl. For propyl also nobody is saying to choose benzene as the main, right? You will choose benzene as substituent only. Can you tell me why? Rule was benzene will be chosen as main if you have any alkyl group which is methyl or ethyl. Otherwise you will not choose it, right? So it will be 1 phenyl, and this is propane. 1 phenyl, propane is the correct answer here, right? Okay, these are very simple, but you just need to know one rule and you will be able to answer this, right? So it's not like they are very tough. They are simple only. You just need to know, like you should have the knowledge of that rule that we are applying here. Okay? Yes, very good. Yes, very good, Anjali, very good. Yes, everybody. Now let's talk about this one. That is, next rule is, if functional group are present in the structure, the one having, if there is any, earlier we were having only alkyl chains. I was only talking about those concepts where only alkyl chain was there. That rule was valid only to alkyl chain. It's not like you have this thing. You have methyl and let's say you have here propyl. Okay, you have here propyl and this is OH. Now you will say, ma'am, it is propyl, so I will not choose ma'am benzene as the main. No, that is valid only when you have only alkyl chain as the substituents, right? If you have any functional group, you will choose benzene, no matter this is methyl, ethyl, propyl, doesn't matter. In that case, it doesn't matter, right? So here, let's see, if you have functional group, whether it's on benzene ring or it's on the open chain, you will choose that one, right? So if you see this, this is the functional group that is on the open chain. So I'll choose this one, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I'll write it as 1 chloro and 3 phenyl, 1 chloro, 3 phenyl, and this is butane. 1 chloro, 3 phenyl, butane. So synthesize scored 97.5 percentile in JEE means, and then I scored, can I get to JEE Advanced, and I thought of taking job now. What is way of studying? You are asking me tech gaming, or you are telling me that what a way of studying, or you are asking me, ma'am, what is the way of studying, right? Tell me that. Right, firstly, congratulations. I'm very happy on your success. How to select parent carbon chain when both ring and chain is present. Yes, Gagan, this is what we are talking about. If both ring and chain is present, here see, both ring and chain is present, right? So this is the functional group. If my functional group is on the open chain, I'll choose the open chain, right? Now, if the functional group is on the ring, here it is on the ring, so I'll choose ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'll choose the ring. Now it will be 1 chloro. You can also, in fact, you will not write, you can write it as 1 chloro also. You can write this as chlorobenzene as well. You can write this as chlorobenzene as well. Chlorobenzene. In the end, you can write it as chlorobenzene, or you can write 1 chloro, 4. This is the substituent that you have. That is 1, 2, 3. That is on the 4th position. See, this thing is very interesting. So this is another substituent that you have, right? This is the another substituent. If I am saying that you are choosing this thing, right? 1, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is another substituent that you have. For that also you need to do the numbering. So this will be on 1 you have methyl. So what I'll do? That on 4th position, I'll start from here. On this benzene, on the 4th position, you have a substituent. And for this substituent on, let's say I am writing here dash, dash, dash. This is a different numbering that I told you, complex substituents, right? So this will be named as, this is 1 dash you have methyl. So it will be 1 dash methyl, 1 dash methyl, 1 dash methyl. This is propyl. Now I am not writing propane because either ways this is a substituent, right? So 1 dash methyl propyl. This is, you can write chlorobenzene also. You can write 1 chloro, 4 this benzene, whatever. Both are right. Okay. So I'll write directly chlorobenzene. Okay. Both are correct. If you write 1 chloro, then 4 this, then benzene, that is also correct. Okay. Ma'am, I am asking. See, best way to do that is, I would advise you, if your base is very clear, right? Mock test, question practice, mock test, question practice, analyze your mistakes, mock test, question practice, analyze your mock test. Again, repeat that mock test that you have given before, right? And then make your own short notes. That is how you should work, right? Okay. So, Bicyclo are in syllabus. See, Spiro, Bicyclo you should know, right? Okay. If you are preparing for JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, right? You should know Spiro, Bicyclo. They are important for you, right? Okay, this is better, not CBSE that you have to whatever written in like that one word you will see this word is not written, so I will not do that. This is competitive exam, right? So less is more is less, right? Okay, yes, that is done. 1-chloro-4, that is also correct, right? Now next is to OH, Br and Cn, right? Now what you will do, everybody? Now what you will do? Everybody. Yes, now let's see about this. Let's see this, right? Gagan, that we'll talk about in isomerism, okay? Wait for that, right? So, now let's see this. Out of this, which has a maximum priority? This has a maximum priority, so I'll take this as a main. This is benzonitrile. So, this will become my naming. So, this will be 1, this is 2. Here I can choose 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, what I'll do, I'll choose this 1, then 2, then 3. Why? Because here it is bromo, here it is hydroxo, right? Now, you will say, ma'am, why you are not writing it as ol? Because here OH is acting as a substituent. Here I have taken this as a main. I have already given it a name, that is benzene nitrile, right? So, this will be bromo and this will be hydroxy, right? So, what you will do, what you will write here, that on third position you have bromo, 3 bromo, you have 4, this is 4, this is 4, this is 5, hai? Acha. This is 4, this is 5, this is 6, okay? So, 3 bromo, 5 hydroxy and this is benzonitrile and that is the full name here, okay? Very good. Other will become the substituents, very good. Now, here what I will choose again, cyno, Cn, right? From the Cn, you know what this Cn makes you remember from your childhood? What this Cn makes you remember from your childhood? What it makes you, whenever I see this Cn, it always makes me remember my childhood days, Cartoon Network, right? Always this happens. So, this is benzonitrile, so I'll name it as, I'll do the numbering now. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why I have done it like this? Because here I am giving according to lowest locant rule. I need to give chloro less number, right? So that's why I'll write it as 2 chloro. You have 4 nitro, and then this is benzonitrile. Okay? Yes. Ma'am, why from Br not from OH? Anjali, because Br has bromo and hydroxy is H. B is before H, no? So that's why. Right? Alphabetically also we have to see. Those rules that I told you in the last lecture, that remains the same. Right? They are there. Lowest local rule, alphabet rule, that is there only. Right? That will be applied everywhere. Right? Now, next is what you will choose here. So, this you can choose anything because they are already substituents. They are not functional group that one has more priority, other has less priority. Right? It's not like that. Right? So, if I say that, what I would like to do, in fact, what I would like to do, if I say this is toluene I am taking, then I can say 1, 2, 3. So it has a different, it's not like the, I'll tell you different names for this. If I take this as the main chain, then I can say the name can be 2-bromo, 4-nitro. Sometimes only one name is not correct in IUPAC, like here, right? So 2-bromo, 4-nitro, and then you have toluene. Okay, then you have toluene. So that is the answer. That is the answer. Okay. Now another way of writing this can be. Another way of writing this can be. What is another way of writing this? Which should I repeat? Ma'am, if FG is chosen, only functional group is not applicable, right? Ma'am, if FG is chosen. But then they are acting as substituents now. I didn't get you. Which question you are asking? Geeta, Anjali, what you are asking, right? Tell me. If I take here, not toluene, let's say I am taking out of bromine and nitro, you will choose bromine, right? Because of alphabet. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you can also write it this way. Now here you can write, in fact you will not choose this way, you will choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for lowest locant rule. So it will be 2-methyl, 5-nitro, and this is bromobenzene. Okay, this also you can write. Okay? Okay, right? Yes, everybody? Shall I move ahead? Shall I move ahead? Yes. I am waiting for those students who have some doubts. You can ask your doubts here right now. Okay, because now we will move to the next part, right? That is, see, this name also you can give if you start from nitro, right? This one also you can give if you say, if you give 1-methyl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this also you can do. So it's not specifically, but most probably this one is preferred over everyone, right? Okay, right? Now let's see this one. In this case, what you have? See here, you can use any sol, you can use toluene, anything you can choose. If you choose this one, right, then you can even give chlorine the less number, right? So I'll choose the most favorable one. So if I choose this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now in this case I can give 2,2-chloro. If I choose toluene, then I can't give 2,2-chloro. So I'll choose this one. 2-chloro, then you have 4-methyl, 2-chloro, 4-methyl, and this is anisole. OME is nothing but it is anisole, right? And that's how you're going to answer this, right? Okay. Anisole is a common name, right? You can write just directly the common name that is just very famous for, right? For example, you are choosing phenol. You can choose phenol, you can choose toluene. So that's how you can add common names into IUPAC naming. Okay? Yes, everybody? Yes. This one is methoxy, right? Understood? Yes, everybody? Now next one is this one. So here what you can choose, which naming I will prefer. I will prefer this naming because here you can choose aniline here and this can be 1, 2, 3. Usually if you have some good common name from benzene, then you will choose that, right? So it will be 2-methyl, or you can do 4-ethyl, 2-methyl, 4-ethyl, 2-methyl, this is aniline. Aniline is for benzene NH2, that is aniline, right? Okay. Right, everybody? Okay. Now that's it. Right, now this one question is very, very famous. Let's see. Let's make this. Let's see if we can do that or not. Yes, everybody? Atharv, you can do that as well. So I have taken OMe as 1 because I want to give less number to chlorine, right? That you will do. But these kind of namings are not very rigid. Okay, they are not very rigid that if you write it, then that will be wrong. But preferable is this one, right? In the option, if you have this also and that also, you will choose this one, right? Because you need to also follow lowest locant rule, right? Okay, yes. Now let's see if you can answer this or not, because this is the last question for this particular thing. After that, we are going to start with bicyclo and Spiro compounds, right? Okay. Yes, everybody, tell me any idea. So I'll tell you that what is exactly the confusion and why this question is so important, why this can be directly asked to you in your exam, right? So let's talk about it. See, if you think here, right, this is COH and this is CHO. Which one is more priority? So here every rule will be applied, okay? So that's why I'm saying that this can be confusing. First thing is you need to tell me which has more priority, CHO or COH. COH has more priority, so that means this will not act as a substituent, this will act as a substituent, right? If I am saying this is acting as a substituent, then I have two options. First option is, because this is acting as a substituent, so it will be 1, right? Now one thing is either I take it as 1 and this whole will become the substituent. That is not possible. Achha, I have seen some students doing this mistake. They will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is absolutely wrong way of doing numbering, right? This is a very wrong way of doing numbering, right? Numbering, either you can choose a closed chain or you can choose an open chain. You have to choose that, right? Firstly, the debate is, ma'am, I should choose this chain or that chain. So if you choose this one, then this whole will become substituent. That is very complex. So we will not prefer that, right? So we'll say that is not possible. I'll choose this as the first carbon, right? This is my functional group only, but that is excluded. Now tell me, when the functional group is not included, what is the name that you use for it? The name is carboxylic acid. That means for COH, I'll use carboxylic acid. That we are clear on, that this will choose carboxylic acid, and the numbering will start from this one, and the numbering will start from this one. Now another question is that you have a CHO and you have multiple bond here. Should you do like this? Should the numbering be like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it should be like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Anybody? Blue one or pink one? Which one should be the numbering? Blue or pink pen? Which should be the numbering? Any idea? Any idea? See, if you see the rules, right? If you see the rules here, it is functional groups have more priority, then multiple bonds, then substituents, right? Right? So, very good, very good. So, if you see, if you are considering this as the functional group, then you will say, ma'am, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you are thinking this as the functional group, but is it the functional group? Is it the functional group now? This is the substituent now. This is the substituent now. Substituent. So in substituent and double bond, oh my god, I just got scared. Okay, in substituent and double bond, you will always choose multiple bonds, right? So the numbering will be this one with blue, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't it interesting? Wasn't it confusing, right? Confusing now? See how with these minor things, that is why I have specially picked up these kind of examples from you. You will see not even a single question is repetition, right? Every single question you are learning something new. The examples I am setting like that, right? Okay? Yes. Multiple or still want to be perfect? Yes. So, now, let's see. Okay, so now it is going to be 5. Now, when you have CHO as a substituent, it will be called as formyl. So, it will be 5 formyl. It is excluded. No. Yes, it is excluded and it is a substituent. When it is a substituent, it's excluded. So, it is named as formyl. When it's a functional group, it is excluded. Then it is named as carboxylic acid. Understood? When it is a substituent, it is excluded. It is a formyl. When it's a when it's a functional group, it is excluded. That is a carboxylic. Wait a minute. When it is a functional group, it is excluded. That is carbaldehyde, right? When it is a substituent, it is excluded. That it is formyl. It was a like tongue twister, right? Isn't it? So 5 formyl, and then you have cyclo. This is pent. On second you have ene, pentene, and this is carboxylic acid. Ene carboxylic acid. Interesting, right? Interesting, very good. Clear on this? Shall I move ahead? Right? Shall I move ahead? Okay, yes. Now, yes, that we have done, right? Okay, so before moving towards bicyclo compounds, guys, again a reminder for all the students now, let me know in the chat box how many of you have enrolled yourself to MVSAT. Let me see how many of you have, right, enrolled yourself into the MVSAT program. Let's see that. How many of you? Do you want that like free like 100% scholarships, iPhone, iPad, 2 crore worth cashback or cash or rewards, like you have iPhone, iPads, drones, right, PS5s and all these things will be there. But for that you have to give this test offline, which is happening on 4th, 5th, 11th, 12th in your nearest Vedantu center. You don't need to worry about the dates, right, because it's Saturday, Sunday only eventually, right? Rama Raju has enrolled. How many others have enrolled? Anjali, Zayan and KV Creations. Yes. Which are the link is in the description. Even now, if you have not enrolled, go in because this is totally free of cost, right? It is your benefit only after enrolling, right? Okay? Yes. Thank you, Rama Raju. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Now, let's see the next thing here, that is bicyclo compounds, right? Bicyclo compounds. Ready, everybody? Sachin, and then go and enroll yourself. I didn't know, ma'am. We can, ma'am. Yes. Anjali, definitely. Now only, today only enroll yourself. Anjali, Sachin, right? Then Rama Raju has already enrolled, right? Okay. Okay, yes. Let's start with bicyclo compounds. Ready? Very simple. Very simple. Right? Very simple compounds. Bicyclo Spiro, right? Very simple. You just need to know 2 rules, right? Let's see what are bicyclo compounds. Bicyclo compounds are in which 2 cycles are there, right? And they are fused together by 2 things, right? If they have, bicyclo means 2 cycles, 2 cyclic rings. That is bicyclo, right? So in bicyclo, if you have only two common carbons, right? Only two common carbons from which they are fused together, that is called fused bicyclo. Bridged bicyclo is apart from these two which are the common carbons, you will have one extra, two extra, so more than two carbons will be there here, right? That is called as bridged bicyclo, okay? That is called as bridged bicyclo, right? Okay. Now, let's talk about this thing, right? Let's firstly focus here, beta. Let's focus about the location of bicyclo and Spiro rather than my location, right? Let's focus here, right? Okay. So, if you see this, the rules here, let's focus on the rules firstly, right? So, bicyclo means two cycles, two chains you have, two cycles you have, right? Two cycles, right? Now, we can be fused or they can be bridged. Bridged will have two common carbons. Apart from these two common carbons, there will be no other carbon here, right? Okay. Now, let's see this here, how you're going to number this, right? How you're going to number this? Always go from maximum to minimum, right? Select the longest ring, right? So, how do you do that? You will start from here, 1, longest ring you will select, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Got it? How I have done it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it? Yes, everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have not done it like 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I have not done it like 1, 2. No. 1 will always start from the first carbon will be the common carbon. First number will be given to the common carbon. Then you will go to the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Now how you will write? You will write bicyclo because it is bicyclo compound. So write bicyclo, then you will have two brackets here. Right? In these brackets, apart from these two common carbons, you will select the rest of the carbons, right? So, maxima to minima means here how many carbons you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Apart from these two, you have 4 carbons here, so I will write 4, right? Here how many you have? 1, 2. So, I will write 2. This is dot I am writing here, dot. Okay, I am not multiplying it, it's a way of representing it, right? Don't multiply it, 4 into 2 ma'am 8, I have written none. Mathematics is not everywhere, right? So, 4.2 and here you have no bridged carbon, there is no extra carbon here, so you will write 0. 420. Now, how many number of carbons you have overall? This is, last number is 8, so it will be octane, okay? It will be octane. Now tell me, is that clear, right? Okay. Yes, everybody. Ma'am, computer science class. Nishant, I am not good in computers. I think Namrata ma'am is really good in computers, so she will take your class, right? Okay. So, Namrata ma'am is a software engineer, so she is better qualified for this one, right? So, bicyclo 420 octane, right? Next is this one. Now again you will do the same thing. You will choose the longest and then the shortest, right? So I'll choose from this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't it simple? It's even simpler as compared to the naming that we have discussed before. There is no confusion here only, right? So they are even simple, right? So here what you will do? Again you will write bicyclo, you will say first key, so bicyclo, then you will have this bracket, in that bracket you will write maximum minimum. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are not selected, 6 and here you have 1, 2, 3 and no bridges there, so 0, right? Total you have 11. So it is dodecane, right? Okay, for 11 you have dodecane, right? Okay, right? Why 370? Why 370? Longest is this one. Longest is this one. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you cancel these two, you have only 6. Maximum, then minimum. 6 and then 1, 2, 3. So 6, 3, 0. Okay? They will always go in decreasing order. Okay, Sachin? Always it is going in decreasing order. Right? Okay? Yes, Anjali, Sachin, Leila, Rama Raju, tell me if that is clear. Right? Okay. Understood why it is 630? You will not include these numbers here. Right? Okay? Got it? So, 6 bicyclo, 630 dodecane. Achha, what about this one? Now the question may arise in your head that, ma'am, this is a multiple bond. Now this can be a question that, ma'am, this is a multiple bond. Should I choose this? This is shorter, but this is the multiple bond. This is longer, but this is not the multiple bond. So understand one thing. Whenever I am saying that always do maxima, minima, always choose longest firstly, then go to shortest. That means no matter you have multiple bonds, no matter you have functional groups, you will always choose that ring which is longest. Doesn't matter. You have more functional groups, you have less functional groups, doesn't matter. You will always choose the one which is longest. Right? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And here you can write it like this. Bicyclo. Now here it will be how many compounds you have, how many carbons you have, 1 and 2. So no, first you will write the longest one. So it is 1, this is cancelled. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here, so it will be 4. 4, pink and red is not going. So it will be 4, right? Should be like, you know, beautiful to the eyes as well. So it is 2 here, right? No bridge, so it is 0. Now after this what you will have, bicyclo 420. Now this is oct, but on the second position you have ene, oct 2e. Okay, bicyclo 420, oct 2e, right? Yes, right? Okay. Zian, those who are ignoring the studies, I'll have to ignore them now, right? Those students who are ignoring the studies, I can't give them the respect, right? So you need to focus on the questions, I'll automatically give you respect, right? Okay, so focus here. Don't spam, right? There is no benefit of doing that, no benefit, right? Let's focus, study, it will give you more benefit. So let's see this. Longest and shortest. Doesn't matter, you have any functional group, your rule is not going to change. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But 2 possibilities are there. Here I can give 7th position to this CO group, and here if I choose it like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here I will give 8th position to the CO group. Now some students will say, ma'am, why you are not writing it like this, 1, 2, 3, 4? Because this is the shortest cycle. I want to go to the longest cycle only, no matter what. That is the rule of bicyclo, that always longest then shortest. So I will choose this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Right? So in this case what you will have, this will be bicyclo, this is bracket, right? This is bracket. So in the bracket what you have, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, this will be cross, right? 4 carbons here, here you have 2. So it is 420, right? So then you just put cross here, automatically you will see that, right? So now it is 8 carbons, so it will be oct, ane, but here you have 7-one, octane 7-one, because here you have a ketone group, You have a ketone group which is the functional group, so you'll have to name it accordingly. Right? More than one also you will do the same thing. Okay? Always longest and then shortest. Right? Okay? Yes. Right? Okay. So let's see this. Everybody, let's see this. Right? Let's see Bicyclo 420 octanon, octa 7 on, octane 7 on. Okay? Yes. Right? So now let's see this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. How many carbons it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. So this is the longest. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, whenever you have any bridge carbon, in the end, after completing all the numbering here, you will give this the number. Right? You will do the same thing that you were doing here. It's just that in the end, here you have no bridge atom. Here you have the bridge atom, so you will give it the numbering, right? So what you will do here, it will be Bicyclo. It will be Bicyclo. Right? This is the bracket. Here this is eliminated. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? This is 1, 2, 3. And this is on the bridge you have 1, so it will be 1. Right? On the bridge you have 1, so it will be 1. Now the next is that it is decane. So you will write simple decane. Right? Okay? Yes. Now you have the bridged one. Now let's see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So both of them are same number of carbons. Now if both of them have same number of carbons, then you will choose the one which has multiple bonds or the double bond. Then you will give the same priority. Now for example, this has multiple bond and this has, let's say this has multiple bond. Let's say, okay, let's make it little more complicated. Let's say this has a multiple bond, okay. Now what you will choose? You will choose cartoon network, right? You will choose CN because CN is the functional group. You will choose that, right? So what you will do here? What you will do here? So here it will start from this position only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you have 7 and then you have 8. Okay. Now what you will write? You will write Bicyclo, Bicyclo. Then you have bracket here. In that bracket you will write the number of carbons. Both are same, only 1, 2 and here it is 1, 2. So 2, 2 and here also it is 2, 2, 2, 2. Now see how you will name the further it. The further is oct, so you will write oct. On 5th you have ene. And here you have CN. CN whenever it is connected to the ring, right? This is a ring, right? This is a cyclic ring. It is connected to the ring. It is a functional group, but it is excluded. That is called as carbonitrile. Okay, so I will write it as ene carbonitrile. Can you see so many rules we have used here? We have used that multiple bonds have less priority as compared to the functional group. We have used that how you are going to use if you have like some carbon connected functional group to the ring, right? Okay, so that's how you're going to write it. Okay, so this I changed, so that's why I'm deleting this. Okay, because I changed that, I made it double bond, so that's why I'm deleting that name, right? Okay, now if you have a functional group on the bridged carbon, then what you will do? Now you have a functional group on the bridged carbon, then what you will do? Then what you will do, right? If you have a functional group on the bridged carbon, then what you will do? What you will do here is, you will do, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the longest, so I'll choose this one only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, then I'll choose this 8. Why I'm not choosing that as 8? Why I'm not choosing that as 8? So you know what you can do, you can choose it from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you can give chlorine the lowest number, 6, 7, yes, then 8, then 9, then 10. Because I want to give chlorine the lowest, I can't give it 10 if I can give it 8, right? So it will be bicyclo, then again bracket here. Here what you have maximum, 1, 2, 3. So you will see 3, this is 2, so you will say 2, and this is 1, 2, 3, so you will say 3. And here what you have, after this what you have, bicyclo 3, 2, 3, and here you have how many, decane. Acha, decane is here na, so what you will do in fact, no, you will write here firstly chloro, 8 chloro bicyclo, because chloro is a substituent, right? So 8 chloro bicyclo, then you will have this bracket, then you will write 3, 2, 3, then you will write decane. Okay, that's how you're going to write it. Okay. Easy explanation, very good Kavya Priya, very good Ujjwal, very good. Okay, got it? So that is done. Okay, that's all about the bicyclo compounds, right? Now my legs are paining. Oof. Okay, let's do the next one, Spiro compounds. Okay, let's do Spiro compounds. What we are going to do? Spiro compounds. Yes, students? What we are going to choose here? Spiro compounds, very simple. Spiro compounds, you will find it very simple because already you have done bicyclo. It's just opposite of that. Here you will choose shortest ring firstly, and you will go from minima to maxima, opposite of that, right? What are these Spiro compounds? They have only one carbon. Two rings are there, only one carbon as the common carbon, right? So these compounds only have one shared carbon. They are Spiro compounds, right? So let's see, shortest you will see firstly, and how you are going to do, okay? So you are going to not start from here. You are going to start from here. That is also important, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you will not go 6. No. It will be 6. It is moving like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like how you draw an orbital in that way. You can't draw it like this. 1, 2, you can't draw it like 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7. This is the wrong way. Right? Numbering should go from this, then this, then this, then this. Okay, that should be the numbering. Right? So here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So here you will write Spiro. Here you will write Spiro. Spiro. Right? You have written Spiro. After that what you will write? This is bracket, goes from minima to maxima. Here it is. You will not take this carbon. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And common one will always not be there. See, in Spiro, so we will always have only 2. Right? So what I'll do, I don't like that red and white combination. That looks so weird. I like this blue and pink combination. That looks good. Aesthetics also should be there, na? Then only you will read the notes, otherwise you will start hating the notes, right? So Spiro 4, 5, and then overall it is 10, so you will write decane. Simple, right? Okay, right? Yes. Next is pyrophosphate decane, and here you have the functional group. Right, so as I told you, functional group, whether it's wherever, you will always choose shortest and longest, doesn't matter. So you'll choose one from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute, which is the shortest? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, now. So this is 1, 2. I was like, this much easy. 5, right? Then this is 6, right? Then 7, then 8, then 9 and 10. Now you will write it Spiro, Spiro, bracket, bracket, right? Now you will say that is 1, 2, 3, 4. You cross this 4 and this is 1, 2, 5. It will be 4 and 5, and here we are going to choose 4, 5, and this is 10. So it's dec. 1 on, decanone, decanone, decane, decane, 1 on, decanone, okay, decanone, right, okay, right, right everybody, ma'am, 4 also not included. 4 also not included, man, means didn't get you. 4 also not included means what? Chalo, right? Okay, next is this one. Next is this one. Yes, next is this one. Now here tell me, shortest is that one and longest is this one. This is ring number A, this is ring number B. Which should I do the numbering first? Should it be A or B? Which should have the first numbering? Should it be A or it should be B? Which one should have the first numbering in the Spiro compounds? Yes, students, in the Spiro compounds, which one should be numbered first, right? So that it does not break any rule. Right, very good evening. Wrote JEE, because of you I am perfect on organic up to advanced level. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mohan. That means a lot to me. That means the world to me. Right? Thank you so much, Mohan. I'm so happy about it. And these things makes our day even more special. Thank you. So everybody, yes, tell me, which ring you will choose? Which ring you will choose? You will choose A. You will choose A ring. I told you always the shortest ring is chosen. In Spiro, always choose A. Shortest ring is choose always, no matter what. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the wrong. Because if I can give this the lowest number, I should do it. So I will choose this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the right way of doing it. Now you can write it as Spiro. This is bracket, this is bracket. This you will say shortest is 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. And this is going to be decane 6 on. Right? Decane 6 on. Right? Thank God now I am in track. Very good. Very good. Very happy for you. Right? Okay? No, it's okay if you're doing mistakes also. No, it's okay. Right? It means you're learning something new only. Your focus should be there that what mistakes you're doing, and according to that you should answer. Right? Now let's see this one. Let's see this one. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. That means same number of carbons you have in both the rings. Now you will choose it according to the priority list of functional groups. So this has more priority. So this will be chosen. So I'll give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this is not fine. I have to choose 1, 2, 3. then go 4, then this can be 5. If I choose it 1, 2, 3, then it should be 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So always remember it is going like this. Infinity it is making like this, right? It is making an infinity always like this. You can't do it like 1, then 2. No, right? You will always do 1 and then 2. This is the cycle that you are making, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this is 6 and 7. Now write down the names here. This is Spiro, Spiro, this is bracket. This is what? 3 carbons you have on both sides. Carbons, I was saying carbons you have both sides. 3 carbons you have on both sides, and that is Spiro. And what you're going to do now? Is that any accent, guys? No, ma'am. That is still feeling like an Indian accent, ma'am. Okay, so Spiro 3 it is. After this, what we are going to do? This will be on 5 now. This is acting as a substituent. Substituent means that will be named as formyl. So should I not write here that it is 5 formyl? Yes. Should write here only 5 formyl. Spiro 3, then it will be heptane carboxylic acid. Why carboxylic acid? Because that is a functional group that is excluded from the ring. Okay? Right, everybody? I'm going ahead in chemistry. Thank you so much, Anjali. That means a lot to me. That means a lot. That is so sweet of you. Right? That's why we are here teaching you at 10 p.m. in the night and still with the same amount of energy when the legs are paining, when the throat is paining. Right? Okay? Because of this, that, you know, the appreciation that we get, that feeling that you are learning something, right? That students are understanding something here, right? Okay. Now, it's a IUPAC naming we have done. Now, the last part of today's session, right? Very good. How to memorize those secondary suffix and other, ma'am. But a full revision, okay? Revision, revise it again and again, revise it again and again, do practice, you still have time. You know, in IUPAC naming is actually, it will, if I go in detail, it should have taken me around, if I see now for every single example, I was teaching you something new. If for one example, I teach you like 10 examples of that for one particular case, it will take me around 6-7 lectures to complete IUPAC naming, right? But I have tried to make it as short possible and as detailed as possible, right? So everything you will see over here, but in short form, right? So that you can also revise it. Watch it on 2x speed after the class also. After 2 weeks, do the, you know, start practicing the IUPAC so that that gets into your head, right? Okay. Okay, yes. Achha, now see one thing. Thank you. Achha, now tell me one thing. If you talk about the common names, let's talk about the common names. Okay? Primary, secondary, tertiary, N-neo-iso. Right? What are these things? Yes, everybody, if you're ready for that, then spam the chat box with green hearts. Spam the chat box with green hearts by the time I'm just taking a little rest. Yes, everybody, fill in the chat box with full energy so that my energy also goes up, right? So that I can teach you with proper, like full on energy, Josh, everything, right? Yes, everybody, write it down, spam the chat box with green hearts, everybody. By the time your ma'am is taking a little bit of rest. Yes, I can see your green hearts. Very good, Rama, Raju, Anjali. What about others? Sleeping or what? This is not a time to sleep. Yes, everybody, I want like full energy over here. Full energy because my energy is getting little bit low. My energy is going little bit low, so I need to, you know, have that energy from you guys, right? I am Jadoo, koi mil gaya Jadoo. Like you are koi mil gaya Jadoo, and I'll just take energy from you. Like, okay, yes. Green, 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 green. Chalo, let's do this, right? Let's do this. So, common names if you talk about, firstly you have primary, secondary, tertiary, what are these things? Let's do that, right? So, primary is about 1 carbon, secondary is 2 carbon, tertiary is 3 carbon, quaternary is 4 carbon. One by one we'll see this thing. So, if you talk about these things, right, this particular case, here primary is that carbon which is connected to only 1 carbon. So, this is primary. This is primary. This is primary. This is primary. This is primary, right? Secondary is that carbon which is connected to 2 more carbons. So this is secondary. What else is secondary? No, nothing. Only this is secondary. This one is tertiary, is the one which is connected to 3 carbons. So 1, 2, 3. So this is tertiary. Quaternary is the one which is connected to 4 carbons. So this is quaternary. Okay. Understood what is primary, what is secondary, what is tertiary, what is quaternary, right? That is primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. This is how you like understand, you see that which of the following is primary, this secondary. You have to see that is connected to how many other carbons, right? Okay, right? Okay, yes. Now we'll talk about that, Rama. Just firstly please focus here, right, because my leg is paining a lot, right? I can't tell you how much it is paining, right? I have some issues that is going on again. I'm just now I am even fed up of telling you that I am not well, because you'll be like, ma'am, daily you are not well, right? Now some issue is going on with my leg, right? So I'm not able to walk properly, right? But still I am standing here. So now it's paining a lot. I can't tell you how much it is paining, right? So please, yeah, focus here, right? Because I want to complete this lecture. I don't want to delay it more, right? See this. So if you talk about primary, it is 1 carbon, it is N, 2 carbons, iso, secondary, 3 carbons, tert, 4 carbons, neo also, right? I know this way it is more confusing. Let's talk about firstly what is primary. Primary is that carbon which is connected to only 1 carbon, that is primary carbon, and N chain is if you have no branching. N chain means you will have no branching. You will have no branching. It's a normal straight chain. Normal chain. No branching is there. You will call it normal N, right? Now let's talk about, if you say when alkyl chain, this you can ignore here, right? So I'll just tell you in a simple way only, right? Chalo, let's talk about iso now. What is iso? Understand one? I am not saying that functional group is connected to, nowhere I am saying that functional group is connected to that carbon which is further connected to 2 carbon. I am not saying that. I am saying that you have this set where there is 1 carbon which is having 2 more methyls. There is 1 carbon which is having 2 methyls. 1 carbon which is having 2 methyls, because iso means same. If on this carbon you have 2 methyls which are obviously same, now this bond is connected to anything here. This can be some chain, this can be some group, anything it can be, right? But this particular formation is called iso, right? I'll give you some examples here. Now if you see this thing here, there is no functional group connected here, right? So you will say this is that carbon which is connected to two CH3 groups. When in a compound there is a carbon which is connected to two methyl groups, right? Then we will call it iso group because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons, so it is called as isopentane. Instead of simple pentane, you have written it as isopentane because here what you have is, here you have a carbon which is connected to two more methyl groups. I am nowhere saying that the functional groups should be connected here. I am not saying that. I am saying a carbon should be there in that group, in that compound which is connected to two methyl groups. That is the main. This particular is called iso. This is iso because it has 5 carbons, so it is isopentane, right? If you see this here, it has, again, this group is called iso group, right? It has 2 methyls here, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon here, so it is called as isobutyl, and this is amine. The functional group is amine, so you will write functional group here, right? Okay. Now, next is this one. This is also a bond, right? This is also a bond here, right? So it is, this is iso group. In iso you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms, so it is called as isopentyl alcohol. Isopentyl alcohol, okay? Isopentyl alcohol, got it? Iso is that compound in which you have a carbon which is connected to two methyl group. Now there can be a big chain over here. Here it is a different chain. Here it is a different. Here this is no functional group, so I have directly written as pentane. This should be constant. This thing is constant. This thing is constant everywhere. Okay. So this is the identification of iso. Right. Now secondary is even simple than that. Secondary is, you have this chain, ma'am, simply ma'am it looks like iso only, but here it doesn't matter. I am not saying that this cannot have, like this can have more carbons, it doesn't matter. This can have n number of carbons, it doesn't matter. This can have, I am not saying, I am not specifying. See here I have specified, see. Here I have specified that this should be CH3, this should be CH3. I have specified this thing here. But in secondary, I am not specifying this thing. In secondary, I am saying this can be carbon, this can be simple hydrogen, this can be anything. That is the first difference of iso and secondary. In iso, that carbon should have methyl. In secondary, it can be anything. It's just that here it should be connected to 1 and 1 carbon. So here the definition is that the functional group that you have should be connected to, the functional group should be connected to that carbon which is 2 degree, which is further connected to 2 carbon. That is the definition here, right? So here secondary propyl and isopropyl are same. Now how come secondary and isopropyl? See, if I have this thing, let's say, I'll just draw this here. If I write secondary propyl alcohol, right, secondary propyl will be OH is on the secondary position. It is propyl, so it should be like this, right? Secondary means OH is over here, propyl means 3 carbons. Isopropyl is also same. Isopropyl alcohol is also same. Iso, which should be like this. So secondary and isopropyl is same. We prefer isopropyl, but it has the same thing. Secondary and isopropyl is the same thing. This particular structure can be named as secondary propyl. This can be named as isopropyl. Both are same only. Okay. It's just 2 names for this one, right? Okay, yes. Now let's talk about tert. Tert means that functional group that I am talking about, it should be connected to that carbon which is further connected to 3 carbons. So this carbon should be 3 degree, right? This carbon has to be 3 degree. It can be hydrogen here, it can be like simple carbon, other carbon also can be there, anything can be there, right? But what matters to me that this is tert. Tert means this carbon is having 3 more carbons. If it is tert butyl alcohol, then I will say it is simply C, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH3. Now you know what, some students they write it as neo also. That is wrong. This is not neo. This is not neo, guys. Neo has a different definition, right? Neo has a different definition. So I'll just write this is not neo. This is not neo. This is not neo. Now what is neo? Achha, firstly let's do this thing, right? Functional group is attached to that carbon which is 3 degree. So it will be tert, and here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, so tert butylamine. Okay, understood? Now what is neo? The definition of neo is different from tert. Definition is carbon should have, first is should be connected to 4 carbons, that carbon should be connected to, and 3 of them are methyl. That means we are specifying, we are not saying it should have 3 methyl groups. If it should have 3 methyl groups, then this is also neo, this also has 3 methyl groups, but it is not connected to 4 carbons. So what is the game? The game is this carbon, this particular carbon should be connected to 4 carbons, and out of that 3 should be methyl. As you can see, 3 are methyl and 1 is open. 1 is open. This can be, this should be a carbon. This can be CH3, this can be CH2, CH3, this can be CH2, CH2, CH3, anything it can be, right? That is neo. So that's how you have neo. If I say this is, let's say 1, 2, 3, let's say this is, I will not write it directly like this. Let's say this is OH, right? Let's say this is OH. So now I can say this is neopentyl alcohol. Okay? Neopentyl alcohol. Right, everybody? Bacha, I have told you multiple substituents, functional groups, everything I have told you, Subha. You have multiple groups, multiple functional groups, you have substituent, the naming you will do the same way, right? Go and watch that. I have done those examples as well. You will always go from shortest to longest. It's just that the same way you have added for simple IUPAC naming, you will simply add suffix and prefixes. Right? Okay? Right, everybody? Tell me if that is clear. Right, now if you see this here, this is carbon which is connected to 3 methyl group. This is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH3, and this is C. So this particular group will become neo, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is neopentyl amine. Got it, everybody? Right? Okay. Right? Sure. Done, done, done. Okay. Now let's see these examples here, how you're going to like take use of these as the substituents, right? So if I do the numbering here, this will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? On the 4th position, you have this complex substituent. Either you write the complex substitution of this particular complex IUPAC naming of this particular substituent, or what you do directly, 4th we can see that this is connected to 3 methyl groups. 3 methyl groups, right? And that is connected to this carbon, right? But if this carbon also we include, then we can say it is neo. If this carbon, because neo-butyl does not exist, write it there. Neo-butyl does not exist. Neo-butyl does not exist. You'll have to take all these carbons, at least it should be pentyl, okay? So, some students they write here neo-butyl, 4 neo-butyl in this. That is absolutely wrong because this is connected to 3 methyl groups, but this carbon we can't include because that is there in the parent chain. So, you can only include this. So, here rather than neo we will say tert. So, this carbon is connected to 3 carbons. So, you will say on 4th you have tert butyl, hept 1ene. This is hept 1ene. Okay. Hello Ankit. Hello. Right. Next is this one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if you see this, can you tell me what can you name this? Isn't it 3 methyl groups? 3 methyl groups. And you have 1 carbon. Can I say it is neopentyl? It is neopentyl. Yes, because you can include the 4th carbon as well. You need to include the 4th carbon as well because that is said in the definition. Neopentyl hept 1ene. Okay, so that you will write 5 neopentyl. Sorry, hept it is non. So it is non. Sorry, non 1-ine. Okay, got it? Got it? That's it. And that's it. Done. Now guys, these are some of the examples from your NCERT, right? This is your homework that you have to do. So I have mentioned all the, this is exactly your NCERT charts, okay? This one, and then this, these are all the important compounds like orthocresol, metacresol, paracresol. Right, this is the ortho position, this is meta position, this is para position. That's how we write it, right? Then you have catechol, resisinol and hydroquinone. Very important these are, right? This is what you should learn, okay? You should learn. These are something you should understand. These tables you should understand that just go through them. Are you able to answer this? Are you able to answer? Because one I can't teach you, right? So you have to do your own homework as well, right? So remember these, I can guarantee you in your exam, apart from these names, they will not ask any new name, right? Because NCERT is the main thing, it's the base. It's just that we don't look at NCERT. That is our irresponsibility that we don't value it that much, right? So go through them like vanillin, salicylaldehyde, cinnamon-aldehyde, right? How it is used, right? Then acetaldehyde, benzaldehyde, beta-bromobutyraldehyde, right? So these are all the names, right? All the names. These are the common names, benzophenol, propiophenol. This is very important. This is asked in, like, usually students don't value these names, but this is asked in one of the previous year question as an answer. They have asked you which is the correct answer, right? So these are all the important names. These are the tables, right? Okay. Then like this one is very important. Mesitine oxide, all of them. All the PYQs are asked from NCERT only. That's why I have just collected all of them here, right? Then go through this one. This is from NLE, right? So all these tables, beta, this is going to help you, right? PDF will be provided, link is in the description box, go through them, right? Now let's do 3-4 PYQs based on this. Right, let's do PYQs. Then you say, ma'am, the IUPAC naming is not asked. Then what is this? What is this? 2025, just now they have asked this, right? So here tell me what will be the answer. This, if you like, after watching this lecture, This will be nothing for you. This will be like, ma'am, this much simple question is asked in JEE. Means they have asked this question, right? So means though these questions, it is a proof that they are asking this, right? As per the trend. But now if they give you some surprise, that I can't say. But IUPAC naming is definitely important, right? So now you will take this as 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right, now I'll see the options that they have given me. According to that I'll answer. Benzoic acid they have given, okay. So that means this you will take, right? This is already given. So you should have 2 hydroxy 3 bromo 5 nitro. 2 hydroxy 3 bromo 5 nitro. Wait a minute. 2 3 5 it is 3. This is 3 bromo 2 hydroxy. This will be chosen because of alphabetical order. This is also same, but this is BHN. So this is because of alphabetical order this is chosen. Simple. Was it a big deal? Was it a big deal? Isn't it simple, guys? Isn't it simple? Right? So answer will be A. Simple. Next question is again JEE 2020. This to I seriously don't believe that they have asked this question. I can't believe. Even when it was asked and I was like, seriously guys, they have asked this question, or have I gotten the wrong question, right? So because you know you have to, it's memory based questions that we show you, right? So I was like, really? This question was asked, right? Weird, right? Because you can easily draw the structure, right? You just have to tell how many sp3, how many sp2, how many sp. Very simple, right? So it is dimethyl hex. Hex means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 3, 3 means 1, 3 and this is 3, 3, 3, dimethyl. Then hex 1, if I am starting from here, so hex 1, ene and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be triple bond here, right? 4 ine, okay? So now I'll draw, I'll do the tetravalency I'll complete. This is completed, CH3, right? So how many, there are sp3, what they are saying, carbon atoms, not carbon atoms. So if you see this is sp3, this is sp3. Those which are having 4, this I taught you already, this is more I'll teach you. In chemical bonding I have taught you, that's why I told you that chemical bonding is a base of GOC, right? You don't believe in my sequences that I tell you. I teach physical, organic, inorganic, all of them. That's why I know that which part will be used where, right? Okay, so that's why I told you in chemical bonding that this will be like used in that. So 4 is sp3, 3 we will have sp2 and 2 means you will have sp. Sigma bonds you will have to see, sigma plus lone pair. Here you don't have lone pair, so just see that. This is sp, this is sp, this is sp3, this is sp3, this is sp2, 1, 2, 3, this is sp2. So sp3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is sp3, so answer will be A. You have 2 sp2 and 2 sp, right? So that is correct. So A is the correct answer here. Was it difficult, guys? Not at all. I think I have taught you a good level, but they are not asking good level, right? Okay. So 2020, but I feel that this exam is going to be of good level. So I really hope so. But some sets are, yes, some sets they have asked difficult questions as well, right? So it's like sometimes they ask difficult question from which part and sometimes from this part. So that is the difference, right? So you have to know the difficult, easy questions of all of them, right? So here, this is actually, okay, this you can do, I think. This is actually the differentiation. If you see the Spiro compound, C is the Spiro, right? C is the Spiro, so C is 1. C is 1, right? So these two are already eliminated, right? Now if you see, this one is hetero, right? Non-planar, this is non-planar or what? That we'll talk about in aromaticity, right? Okay. Okay. Non-planar, planar means it should have sp2 hybridization. In this, all of them has sp3, 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 okay, sp3. This is also sp3 because 4 now it is sp3. So that's why it is non-planar. So it will be A is 3. This is A, and this is C, right? So A is 3. That means this one. So this is also eliminated. Then this one is bicyclo. You will see 4th here. So 2 is 4. 2. What I am saying. 2 is. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Acha, bicyclo here na. Acha, B. Okay. Sorry. B is 4. Right? Yes. Bicyclo here na. Bicyclo that. This one is what? This one is aromatic compound. Now we will talk about aromatic compound. Right? Firstly, I'll start the GOC with, now I don't want to spoil it, but those who know already aromatic compounds, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not included. Why it is not included? We'll see it in aromaticity. So 6 pi electrons means it is aromatic compound, right? So it will be D, right? So answer will be C is the correct answer. Now if you see IUPAC naming we have done, right? So can you see bicyclo, Spiro compound? This much you should know, right? So if they surprisingly ask you like option C, yes. If surprisingly they ask you the naming of bicyclo Spiro, you should be ready for that, right? Okay. So that's it for today, and I'll see how many likes you have given. I see you guys are very confused while liking the session, right? You guys are there, but hardly some of you have liked the session. That's very sad, right? So do like the session, share this session with your friends as well, right? If you appreciate our efforts, right? Don't be so, I would say, not grateful that you are not commenting, you are not liking, and you are just taking everything for granted. So don't be so grateful for everything, and so not grateful, I would say, so what is that word? Sometimes in chemistry I forget some very easy words of English. What is that? For granted. See, in chemistry so much here sometimes I forget simple names, right? So don't take everything so for granted, right? So we love it when you appreciate us, but I see guys don't comment, and that really hurts me, right? So comment down in the comment section if you're watching this for recorded version, right? Because I see your comments, that makes me happy, right? So that makes me happy. So write it down in the comment section how you feel about today's lecture. And guys, from tomorrow, and this is the homework, okay? The IUPAC name of the following compounds you have to give, right? This is the homework, this is JEE 2020 question, and take the screenshot here, take the screenshot everybody, right? Take the screenshot and answer it in the comment section. Ma'am, your Telegram ID, Chem Catalyst Diksha. That is my chemical ID. That is my Telegram ID. Brain is not braining right now, guys. My brain is literally not braining right now. Okay. So now, before going everybody, as I have told you about the MVSAT scholarship program that is on 4th, 5th, 11th and 12th of October. Registration is completely free of cost, and here you will get 100% scholarship of worth 150 crores, one-on-one counselings, 2 crore worth cash prizes and rewards like iPhone, iPads, all of these things you will get, right? If I would have been at your place, I would have just registered myself, because nothing we are taking from you, right? You just have to give this test and you will get all the rewards, right? Okay, yes. Yes, Sachin, it's Chem Catalyst Diksha. Usually on this Telegram channel of JEE English also, I post from my own ID only, right? So you can go there, right? Chem Catalyst it is. Right, on Instagram also you will find Chem Catalyst, only my name is like that, Chem Catalyst. So you'll find Chem Catalyst Diksha. On Instagram also you can follow if you go through that, right? Okay, thank you. Okay then, bacha, bye bye, take care, and I'll see you all in the next class, right? Very good, Rama Raju. Very good, Anjali, Sachin, Ujjwal. Yes. Now I'm waiting, all of you, I'm waiting for your comments in the comment section with the homework and with the feedback of this particular session. From the next class, we are going to start with GOC, right? And before that, see, I have, this meme, I have seen this so many times on Instagram, that have you seen that movie Dhamal, right? So there when he asked his name, so he gave like, my name is this, my name is, such a big name he gave, right? Same is with IUPAC naming, right? It's such big names that you can't, you're like, okay, this 1,4,3 tetramethyl cyclopentanone and then 1-ene-4-ine dicyclo, this and that, you're like, oh my god, my brain is not braining, right? It's the same situation, right? So now I'll be waiting for your comments in the comment section, and from tomorrow I'll be starting with proper GOC, electron displacement effects like inductive. I'll start firstly in the next class, that is tomorrow at 6 p.m. right? Okay, yes. Okay then, bye bye, take care, good night, and see you all in the tomorrow session at 6 p.m. Bye bye.